The 2015 movie In the Heart of the Sea, starring Tom Holland and Chris Hemsworth, is now streaming on Netflix, leading many to wonder why several changes were made to the true story behind In the Heart of the Sea. In the Heart of the Sea was directed by Ron Howard and released on December 11, 2015. The movie is based on the incredible true story of the sailors who survived the sinking of the whaling ship the Essex in 1821, which left multiple men lost at sea for more than 90 days, only 5 of whom survived. This real-life event was the inspiration for Herman Melville's classic novel Moby Dick, and In the Heart of the Sea has a direct tie to that story as well. In the movie, Ben Whishaw plays Herman Melville, who interviews the older version of Thomas Nickerson. The younger version, who was lost at sea and survived, is played by Tom Holland in the movie. However, this is one of many changes In the Heart of the Sea made to the true story, as Thomas Nickerson wasn't the survivor Herman Melville interviewed at all. Herman Melville never met Thomas Nickerson in real life. In the movie, it is Nickerson who explains what the sailors experienced. Brendan Gleeson looking serious in the Heart of the Sea. In the Heart of the Sea depicts writer Herman Melville meeting with Essex survivor Thomas Nickerson, Brendan Gleeson, when he is older and paying him to detail his account of the sinking of the ship and the sailors' survival at sea. In the movie, Nickerson is an innkeeper, and it's clear that his life has taken a dark turn over the years, no doubt due in large part to the horrors he experienced. Perhaps because of that trauma as well, In the Heart of the Sea shows Nickerson being rather hesitant to speak with Melville, although he ultimately agrees. However, this interaction is one of several inaccuracies within In the Heart of the Sea. Although Melville did meet with people who were affected by this event when working on Moby Dick, Melville never met or spoke to Nickerson in real life. It is accurate that Thomas Nickerson was a survivor of the sinking of the Essex and was only a 14-year-old cabin boy at the time, but these conversations and the link between Melville and Nickerson in general were fabricated in the movie. The real Herman Melville met with George Pollard Jr. and Owen Chase's son about the Essex. Owen Chase's written account of the event was Melville's true inspiration. Among the real-life details missing in the Heart of the Sea are the actual sources of Herman Melville's information he used for Moby Dick. Although Melville didn't meet with Nickerson, he did meet with George Pollard Jr., the captain of the Essex, and, unfortunately, also the captain of the Two Brothers, yet another Nantucket whaler ship that sank. He also used the first-hand account of real life in the Heart of the Sea sailor Owen Chase and met with Chase's son to discuss what he knew of the event. It was Owen Chase's written account of the sinking of the Essex that truly inspired Melville to write Moby Dick. Chase's narrative of the event was written and published very soon after his return, with the help of a ghostwriter. Although Owen Chase, Chris Hemsworth, is a major character in the Heart of the Sea, his narrative was not as prominent as Nickerson's in this version of the story, even though Nickerson's written account didn't come until much later. Why Melville interviewing an older Thomas Nickerson was more poignant for In the Heart of the Sea's story. The audience's connection to In the Heart of the Sea's characters may explain this change. Tom Holland in the Heart of the Sea. Although it might seem surprising that In the Heart of the Sea made these changes to the source material and Herman Melville's interactions with the sailors and their family members, these decisions make sense in light of In the Heart of the Sea's cast of characters. In the Heart of the Sea could have remained accurate and shown Herman Melville meeting with George Pollard Jr. and Owen Chase's son. However, having Melville meet with Nickerson in the movie had a much greater emotional impact. This would be an emotional and profound story no matter who was telling it, but the performances delivered by the movie's various actors, Holland and Hemsworth chief among them, made the weight of this situation feel so much more real. Nickerson was therefore a key character for In the Heart of the Sea to choose for this interaction with Melville. In addition to Tom Holland's performance being brilliant, witnessing this young boy suffer and be subjected to so many horrors in the movie was one of the most affecting aspects of the story. Choosing a grown Nickerson to be the one to tell this story was the right choice for audiences. Even though it was clear that this experience had long-lasting, terrible effects on Nickerson, getting to hear the story from his perspective and see what his life was like in the future offered some form of closure for viewers. Moreover, viewers had been indebted to young Nickerson throughout the movie, especially given the hope he miraculously maintained even in the gravest moments, so this choice made a great deal of sense. Despite it not being accurate, Thomas Nickerson didn't write his account of the Essex sinking until 25 years after Moby Dick was published. Nickerson's account came about much later than is shown in the movie. Men in the water gazing at the giant tail of a whale in the Heart of the Sea. As mentioned, Thomas Nickerson did have his own written account of the sinking of the Essex, but it was not the account Melville drew inspiration from, as it didn't even exist at the time Melville was writing Moby Dick. In fact, Nickerson's account was written a full 25 years after Moby Dick had been published. Moby Dick was first published on October 18, 1851. In 1876, Nickerson wrote his own 80-page manuscript about the experience, but it was lost for years. Finally, after an authentication process and various other steps, Nickerson's account was published in 1984.